Since last year's Grand Ole Gospel Reunion, the gospel music world was saddened to hear of the deaths of those involved in this industry. Tonight, the Grand Ole Gospel Reunion would like to take a moment to remember our friends.
Ain't he the cutest thing you ever saw? All the old ladies want to take him home with them, you know. And he usually goes. Whoa! And they feed him and pet him just like he's a little pet. But here's a real little trooper, and I think one of the finest basses you'll ever hear from Little Rock, Arkansas, Tommy Thompson. A nice hand for Tommy. Welcome him back. How about it, huh?
I want to know, yeah, I do not want to be denied. I want to live in that city fair, that's enough for me to know. Well, I want to know, I do not want to be denied. Let me live in that city fair, that's enough for me to know. I do not know the day my Savior will come. I must be prepared to go. If from earth I know he'll call me, oh Lord, that's enough for me to know. Well, I want to know, I do not want to be denied. Let me live in that city fair, that's enough for me to know. I want to know that he will welcome me. Then I do not want to be denied. I want to live in that city so fair, that's enough for me to know.
London Paris was given his stage name by Leroy Abernathy while singing with the Leroy Abernathy Quartet. Paris also sung with the Blackwood Brothers, London Paris and the Apostles, the Rebels, and the Senators.
They held them to the will of God, so we are told. They would bow their knees to the idols made of gold. They were protected by both men in the fire. They wouldn't bend, they would bow, they wouldn't burn, they wouldn't bend. They held them to the will of God, so we are told. They wouldn't bow. They wouldn't bow their knees to the idols made of gold. They wouldn't burn. They were protected by both men in the fire. They wouldn't bend, they wouldn't bow, they wouldn't burn.
The Grand Ole Gospel Reunion was one event London always looked forward to.
This may be the last time some of us fellows will get to be together. I've had lots of thrills. This is one of the greatest in my life. The greatest people I know are in gospel music. There's not a quartet man here I just can't go up and hug his neck and tell him that I love him.
London made his final performance at the 1992 Grand Ole Gospel Reunion.
Friends, some of the fondest memories of my childhood were woven around supper time, when Mama would step out on the back porch of the old home place and say, "Come on home, son, it's supper time." My, but wouldn't I like to hear Mama say those words once again. But for me, time has woven a realization of a truth that's more thrilling. And that's when the call comes from the portal of glory to come home, for it's supper time when all of God's children shall gather round the table with the Lord himself at the greatest supper time of them all.
Come home, it's supper time. The shadows lengthen fast. Come home, it's supper time. We're going in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore in the sweet by and by. We shall meet on that beautiful shore. There's a land that is fairer than day, and by faith we
Leroy Abernathy was one of the great figures of gospel music. He began singing in his daddy's all-male quartet in 1916 at the age of 3. Over the years, he became known as the Old Professor. He was also known as the originator of innovations in gospel music. He had over 200 original ideas, which he was first to activate or have happen to him. Leroy studied at the conservatory in Atlanta. He walked 44 miles weekly from Canton to Atlanta for 3 years and never missed a lesson. At age 15, Leroy dressed the first quartet alike, and in 1949 he wrote the first gospel full-size sheet song and published it in Shape Notes. When President Roosevelt ran for his second term, Leroy wrote his campaign song titled Good Times Are Coming Soon. One of Leroy's most popular songs was Wonderful Time Up There. Pat Boone recorded it, and sales were over 6 million.
Everybody that wrote or called said that boogie number, that gospel boogie, I'd like to have that gospel boogie. So when I had the music printed, in parentheses, I had gospel boogie put on it. So they really named it. I didn't have anything to do with that talk. I just quick enough, I guess, to catch it. Here we go. Most is that I came along at a time and an age when I could have people like you to associate with. And may God bless you forever and ever. And remember that I love every one of you.